You're listening to What's on Your Mind, a journey from the mind to the mic. And I am Khushi Gehani, your host for today. Brought to you by the Department of Psychology and MIMS. We create a safe space for raw, honest conversations about psychology and mental health. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of consumer behavior. Have you ever wondered why do some brands feel irresistible? Or what psychological tricks make us splurge? Our topic for today is why we buy, unpacking consumer behavior. Together, we will explore the subconscious influences, emotional triggers, and societal factors that drive our purchasing habits. Joining us today is Dr. Rohan Mehra, an accomplished professional with vast experience in marketing, consumer behavior, and education. Dr. Mehra is the founder of Neev and Hinduji foundations that emphasize community development and education in India. He has collaborated with leading organizations like these, and his expertise as a visiting faculty at over 20 educational institutions makes him the right choice for this conversation. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. So let's dive right in. When I was going through your profile, my first question that came into my mind was what sparked your interest in consumer behavior?
I guess there's no one incident that I can think of, but I feel consumers have always intrigued me because I feel they're a very complex lot. And and as they change from age, as they change from gender, background, they behave very differently. And having experienced my own family, having seen how friends shop, how easy it is to convince this lot, how easy it is to manipulate this lot, how much even small things have an impact on this lot, was like there's something much more deeper here that you should study and find out more, because at the end of the day, whether it's any business, whether I'm talking about an FMCG business, whether I'm talking a retail business, any industry for that matter, everybody is vying for these consumers. So they know they're such a pricey lot, but unfortunately, they're very easy to manipulate.
Well, because you were talking about how they're very interesting and there's something deeper to it. So, is there something that was like a surprising discovery to you when you were studying about? Uh,
A lot, because what comes to our naked eye is not the consumer at all. I mean, some facts which I always keep quoting is, see, you and I are just 0.0001% of the audience, whereas there's a 99.999% of the audience we don't even talk about. And somehow we just take our own decisions based on that 0.1% or 0.01%, whereas the other 99, because we never put ourselves in their shoes. So if I have to understand a consumer, I have to understand a housewife, I have to understand a businessman, I have to understand a person who's working in the corporate world, I need to understand a student. So there's a huge gamut present out there, and we can't look at it from one point of view. To just throw some random facts, that there's a very big misconception that a magazine like Femina is read by women, right? As per research and numbers have proven, more men read Femina than women. Now that on the face of it, like who reads Femina? It's a women's magazine. But when you delve further, you try and understand and analyze the logic behind the same, right? You'll be able to make a lot more sense out of it.
but when we shop, there's this whole thing about brands. Why do you think some brands, even if they're pricier, they have some kind of a loyalty to them? Because all of us like are guilty of buying an overpriced coffee, aren't we? So like, what is it with those brands?
I don't think so. Loyalty's got to do with price. Loyalty's just got to do with choice, with taste. Like you may be very loyal to your chaatwala right outside your building and not like pani puri elsewhere. Then guys selling you pani puri for 20 bucks or 30 bucks. That's not expensive. So loyalty is not about where you talk about, oh my God, whether it's pricey or it's cheap. Loyalty is all about your likes and dislikes. Loyalty represents you. There could be brands that you're loyal with others would like swear by and say, what the hell are you buying? Right? And not even on my dead body that I would wear this brand. And you'll still be happy and proud about the fact that's the brand that I wear. That's my personality. That's my choice. So price and loyalty doesn't come in the picture, because if you're loyal, that means it's not teaching you what you're spending. I mean, since you mentioned coffee as an example, if I am somebody who feels that what a Starbucks cup can do to me and change my mood or give me that kick or give me that feeling, right? Nothing else can do that. 200 is not expensive for me, because what that 200 is doing to me is way more than anything else. But contrasting to that, if I went for a Coldplay concert, because my entire Jing Bang was going, and I don't understand the sea of Coldplay. I have never heard a song of him, right? And I am going there because I should not have FOMO. Oh, yes. Then, of course, it's pricey because you're not going there for that. Your intention, your logic is very different than anything else.
Well, I absolutely agree with you when you say that loyalty has nothing to do with price as such. I agree. But what I'm intending to ask here is some things are really expensive. Some brands are really, really expensive. And coming from a country like India, wherein we bargain for something as simple as, will the cook see up we buy? My mother wants it free. So, what do you think? Why are people still spending so much for some brands?
There are aspects that I want to bring about. First, let's get over this notion we are a poor country. We are a poor country where Coldplay has had its largest concert. We are a poor country where he's earned the maximum money ever from any concert. We are a poor country who spent the highest on an Amazon sale during COVID, but we are a poor country. So let's get that notion away for a moment. Number one. Number two, if I have to answer your question, it's all about value for money. We are the same country who buys vegetable on the road, but shoes in a shop, right? But we don't have a problem with it because we are like, fine, that's how it's been there. I'm sure your mom would have been loyal to her vegetable seller. And if tomorrow you order from a Blinkit or something, she would on the other hand be dissatisfied because what you're not understanding is you are taking her job away from her. You're taking her fun away from her. That argument with that vegetable seller, that discussion with that guy in terms of how prices already increased is her area. You're actually moving into her space. What you're not realizing is it's not that she's feeling bad that you bought it from here, but it's like how you feeling bad in terms of mom saying, no, you sit at home, I'll go for Coldplay. Right? The third aspect, what you brought about in terms of where he said that some things are really pricey, I completely agree to that. Therefore, there are various facets to that as well. One angle of looking at it is if I am somebody who really feels there's no better watch than Rolex, but I know I can't afford a Rolex. But can I aim for a Rolex? Can I say that yes, the day I have the right amount of money, what I want to buy is a Rolex? So there could be some things which are also futuristic in your goals, but that's what I want per se. Second logic also in terms is that when I'm looking at certain things, it's not always you yourself. So like for example, you might say, not for me, but I guess from my first salary or something, I may want to buy this jewelry set for my mom. Now, suddenly, what maybe you might find expensive for yourself, you might not find expensive to give to your mom because it's more of that relationship that you share. And number three, and the most important thing for you is in terms of it's your personality choice. So, to give a very simple example, if someone's a footwear freak, there'll be a cupboard full of footwear and will not find that expensive and would still find, no, I don't have enough shoes. But for somebody else, having a third pair of shoe is expensive. Somebody may have a rack full of watches, may not find them expensive. So it's pretty much your personal, and each one has their quirk. It's just for you to decide which one you want.
I want to kind of have a subtle showcase the kind of impact that social media is bringing because it's a good change that has come.
It impacts your generation, my generation, our parent generation, every generation. Because let's agree to it, whether we agree to it or disagree to it, your mom and my mom are also hooked on to maybe an Insta or a Facebook, may not know all the tools, may not know everything, but knows that little bit. And sometimes little knowledge can be dangerous as well. Like I can see pretty much in my aunt's case, she, goes through stuff and then she'll tell me or my cousin in terms of, ye mujhe order karke de. Right? Even after telling her this could be a fix, she lost a lot of money in random, but it's just that matter. You can't push her beyond the fix. She wants it, so she wants it. So that factor has always been there, number one. Number two, I feel it's just, I don't feel social media has brought about a sea of change. It has had an impact because it was always there. Just feel it's now come in a more reachable format. Okay, so let's take a very simple example. Social media for, let's say, our parent generation was what their peers told them, what comments the neighbors need, what that other friend of them had to say, what's trending, let's say, in terms of Bollywood stars, etc., here and there, what I watch. Now that same thing has become much more personalized and easier to access. hence the impact has become stronger. But being in societal, what should I say, eyes has always been the case for all of us. I guess Sharma ji ka beta and wo do log have already always existed in our life, and they've always had some influence or the other, whether we wanted them to have it on us or not. So it's just that now it's become more you given it an identity, you've given it a name. That's what I feel the change.
FOMO. Do you think FOMO is a big driver in modern marketing?
Huge driver. And if it is not, then every brand would create that driver for you. Because it's basically the whole logic of following the bandwagon. And the whole point is if you're not in it, you're out. So it's basically you don't want to be outcast. You don't want to be known as somebody who I didn't know something like this exists. And FOMO is just one of the words. There are the new generation have so many such terms where for the other end, if my generation doesn't know that, we'll be counted as outcast. So if you belong to that generation and you're not part of it, right? And in terms of purchasing, oh, absolutely. Because the whole point is let's understand more and more goods today are moving from fashion to fad, right? And everybody wants to be a part of the fad. I'm sure if I ask you, did you ever purchase a fidget spinner, which was a fad at a point of time? Just pair it up in terms of that. Are you even using it at this point of time in your life? Or do you even know where it is kept in terms of that for that thing, right? It was a fad, it came, it went. Pokemon Go, right? You may not make sense even, it's quite kiddish, but everybody went around at railway stations, at platforms, etc. Oh, I spotted a Pokemon and I want to click that Pokemon. Right? So the point is because these are so short-lived, everybody wants to be a part of it. Ice bucket challenge. Nobody even knows why they're putting that ice on themselves. There's a logic behind it. No shame Movember, right? Nobody even knows again why they're doing it. For that matter, things like Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Black Friday sales are big. Now, you and I don't even know why Black Friday is celebrated, why there's a Cyber Monday, right? But now if a brand comes to me and says, oh, Black Friday sale, and I don't know about it, oh, it's FOMO. For sure that he knows, she knows, they know, they will be count. I mean, I have to at least behave that I know. Isn't it an opportunity cost that you're looking at, or isn't it where, you are in that moment? Like having worked in the retail sector, I can tell you, my boss used to make the statement that, Rohan, don't worry, sale mein sab bik jayega. And I can vouch for it. A 4-year-old garment in one size remaining was sold in a matter of like first day sale in a size that frankly is not a very known size. Because there is a whole, again, as you had used the word itself, fear of missing out, right? Oh, again, in India, we consider brands like Zara, H&M as all as premium brands. I remember when I moved to the UK and first time, I never seen or got at outlet. Outlet is basically a very European concept, American concept, but it's there in India. We just don't give it importance. So when I went into an outlet, it is basically previous season. Goods are the same quality. We ended up picking Zara shoes for £4, which technically means we picked up Zara shoes for $400. Now, when we did that at that point of time, for us, it was like, oh my God, right? Zara shoes at $400. It's just like, when you talk about to cousins here, they're like, oh, you got. And after a while, Zara became that $400 for the product itself for us because I'm getting it at that price. Like Skechers, I recently picked up one and I'm like, $9,000 Skechers. Right? I remember picking up a Skechers not more than $2,000. So now the whole logic is, even I literally, sometime when I calculate, and I remember talking to my friend, that one day we find psychologically a place like UK to be expensive, US to be expensive, but let's buy a ticket, right? Let's take empty bags and go and shop and come back. Trust me, you save more money than what you've done in India in terms of shopping. But the whole idea is that, again, the whole concept is sale. So we feel the whole logic is wherever you are, you don't want to miss out on that opportunity, right? Because you don't know whether the other place has something better.
Exactly.
That's the whole watch.
What are psychological tricks behind spending more? What do you think makes us spend more? It's about
Psychological tricks are, I would say, two to three ways. One, where you try to trick yourself, where it's like, okay, today's my cheat day, I can afford that. Or, sometimes you compete with yourself that, okay, where the day I am able to complete these many hours of this or finish this or achieve this, that day I'll, so on those days, you don't realize that you end up pushing your barometer or whatever you want to call it. That's one. Second is where the brand makes you feel that it's only a minuscule change that is you need to put in. So it's like, for example, how the psychological pricing mid 99, 199. It's not 200, it's 90, 190. So logically, we also know we're not going to get the 1 rupee back, or it's of any value. And where the brand makes us feel in terms of, so you've been spending 200, here by just 50 rupees more, you'll get blah, 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 blah. It pushes us. And third factor is very importantly, where we are looking at things from a larger spectrum. So if I feel that if everything can be done within this, why not? So something like, I'm sure many have started taking those salon packages, wherein they would go, let's say you pay 10,000 bucks, you get services worth 15,000 bucks. Or you just take a membership of 300, 500 bucks, and then full family will get 25, 30% discount. What you're not even realizing is that put that 15,000 at a bank, even if I get FD rates, right, you can get more than that services by just removing that same money at the end of the year. But
It is what it is.
it is what it is.
So, a little while back, we were talking about FOMO and how the sale has a whole thing to play in our heads. So, there's the same thing going on regarding the limited edition stack.
Correct.
What do you think about that? Is it a marketing strategy or how does it work?
See, again, I'm just taking few from the previous answer itself.
Yeah.
As when I was talking about nostalgia can take me to the shop, can make me buy the brand once. But that's about it. The second time, the brand's quality features have to be worthy enough to get me there. The same logic when I'm talking about a limited edition factor, I need to first understand that is there something in it for me? So let's take a simple thing. I'm a Lamborghini fan, and you're OnePlus and you're giving me a Lamborghini OnePlus limited edition with only, let's say, 50, 100 pieces in the market. I won't jump for it, right? So the point is, in terms of that limited edition aspect, is that the equity of which is being rubbed onto the first one, right? Is that something which is your priority? So there the secondary will make you buy the primary, because primary you are as it is buying. To do an example, if suppose I'm somebody who's buying an Apple Watch, so I would have as it is bought an Apple Watch if I'm an Apple Watch person. But now if you're saying I'm coming out with a Harry Potter edition of Apple Watch, now is the Harry Potter factor which will make me either buy or not buy that watch. Because regular Apple Watch, if that was my reason, I would have as it is bought, not waited for Harry Potter to come.
Yeah.
So it's that secondary factor which will make that limited edition work rather than the primary factor. So how strong is the secondary factor, and the need or loyalty or love towards that secondary element is more important than the primary element in the case of limited editions.
So, my last question for you is, what's your favorite piece of advice for all the consumers? And they're all yours to some wallet, friendly wisdom.
I guess my favorite, quite a few for that matter. One is shop when the world is not shopping. That's the best time, because where is it written that, let's say, a product in the sale is cheaper? I don't believe that concept. For that matter, it happened, and you can try that out as well. That many a time when you actually look at, let's say, follow a product. Let's pick up a mobile phone, or mobile phone is still common. Let's pick up an uncommon product, right? And follow the price for a week or two, and then just check it during the sale. I guarantee you the chances of it being higher rather than lower. But because you did not track it, you are interested in was 3,000 is 2,500. That is your, what should I say, claim to fame. What you did not see was earlier it was not 2,000, it was 2,000 for that matter, or whatever, 1,500 for that matter. Because the whole point is we just go with the flow, and we just go ahead and buy it. That means, for that matter, if I go to a sale where I say mall is on sale, just understand that logic. There are literally the whole mall feels as if whole Mumbai has landed out there. It's suffocating. The queues are long. At the same point of time, what you're seeing is what you buy, you can't try. Trial rules are shut, right? What you buy, you can't return. Chances of you getting something wrong are way higher than otherwise. But same thing you buy in a period where the sales are just not happening. So you become that odd customer for them. You'll be surprised the kind of deals that you can actually get, because you're going in a period where actually he doesn't have business, but it's not a same season. Sale is big season now. So you have to change your thought process in terms of that. Because today everybody is just trying to, how can they make everything all season? Let's take for example, Goa. Till last year, or a year before last, Goa was like the December destination. This year Goa was dead in December. Means Taj was giving you a night stay at like 5,000, 8,000 bucks. In December, you couldn't have thought that at below 30,000. Goa flights go for 3-5,000, right? It was like pretty much done and dusted this year for the simple reason being, or for a lot of reasons. I'm not getting into the reasons as such. But the point is, Goa has a very separate side to it in terms of monsoon. Have you explored that side of the story to it? So my whole point is each one to themselves. My whole point is look at when the others are not buying. That could be your booty, because please understand, you are different, I'm different, my needs are different, your needs are different. What may suit you may not suit me, what may suit me may not suit you. Number 3 is just don't go with what's trending, right? Because the whole idea there be, let's try and understand, not everything suits everybody, not everything works on everybody, because bottom line is, and as long as it fits your requirement, right, it's frankly, nothing is outdated or nothing is new season. To very simple logic, if I tell any of the girls around here, why don't you wear the same clothes as your mom? You'll be laughing at me. That's my mom started to outdate it. But the moment I call it the retro look, right, and I bring in terms of baggy pants and bring in all of that stuff, oh, it's a huge connection. You're ready to bring double the amount. Language matters. How you sell matters, right? So if this, why don't be the trendsetter rather than the trend follow? The last and most important thing for me is, please stop. You are smart. You're in one of the most difficult countries of the world. You're in a country where every brand wants to tap you, right? So please understand, the day you start feeling that it is their need and not mine, you won the match.